stuff along the way, like for Father's Day and just the stuff that we've been doing. And I got in contact with, I call it Mama Flo, and it's just been a joy. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just God. And so I've been talking with her, and so I just wanted her to, come and just give her testimony and just, explain to y'all what she's doing as well and what we're partnering and helping her with. So, Mama Flo.
She maybe give her a chair. That turns into a chair.
There you go, yeah.
That's all.
I just have to do the 1, 2, 3, hook.
Okay. You got it.
Here, let me come down there.
You got it. She's strong.
Yeah, you can just turn around and sit down and we're gonna tape it anyway.
Okay.
Whoop.
Right.
Thank you. Good evening. Well, I just want to thank Bishop and thank God for allowing me to be here tonight. I want to thank Sister Helen for being a part in, as far as being one of the vessels that is able to connect us and, as far as kingdom connections. And I just thank God, well, first of all, as far as the ministry that we have, it's a ministry for the less fortunate. People say homeless, and I don't care for that word myself, so I just say less fortunate. I've taught my grandkids, my kids, how to say less fortunate or our friends. And so sometimes that confuses people because they think it's my friends, or they think they think that the donations are for my friends when I'm actually speaking about the less fortunate people in our community. And so when I started like years ago because I was a single mom with 3 kids, and I was out there in the shelters and everything. I didn't have anywhere to go. I was abused. And so my children and I were out there, and it had not been for God interceding and placing me in someone's life, I have no idea as far as where we'd be. And so I've always had the heart to always help, but this is just an opportunity for God to use me for His kingdom. And so so when we came out here, because my daughter's in the military, I came out here to take care of my grandkids. And so there was a ministry helping homeless in Killeen. And so I had just connected with them, and I would help and volunteer, and that's what we did every week. And so they had moved to Fort Worth, and we also moved to Missouri. And so when we got stationed in Missouri, I was been really sick for like a year, and I had went to the doctors, and the only thing that they could tell me, was I need to lose weight. And I was like, well, that's the obvious. I know I need to lose weight. And so they would always tell me, you need to lose weight, but no one did the testing, and I wasn't really an advocate for myself, because I didn't really know how to take care of myself. So I didn't really speak for myself. I didn't speak up for myself, and I would just, go with what they said about me, lose the weight. And so finally, after a year of bleeding, I had a whole year of bleeding, and that's the only thing they could say was for me to lose the weight. And so a doctor in Missouri, she had asked me, we were talking and everything, and I had to let her know I was from New Mexico, and she's like, so how long has this been going on? And I said, for a year. And she's like, a year? And I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, well, we need to get you tested right away. And so she said, I need you to come back tomorrow. And she said, and we need to do a biopsy and everything. And so they did a biopsy, and I had uterine cancer. And so it had spread so bad over that year that everyone, because it was painful, and all the doctors, I had seen like 3 different doctors, and they had told me I had to lose weight. And then so, you know, God placed this doctor in my life where she cared, and she was going to do the work, the footwork, you know, as far as getting me tested and everything done. And so, you know, they said that it was uterine cancer. And everyone knows that when you hear cancer, cancer's a killer, you know, that you're going to die. There's no way out of it and everything, that cancer kills. And that's it. That's how you feel. That's how I felt. And so I just thought I was going to die. And so we were in Missouri, and the saints there in Missouri, they're powerful prayer warriors. And they prayed on me, and they encouraged me, and they just wouldn't let me give up. They wouldn't. Anytime I felt bad or I was like, woe is me, they're like, come on, Sister Flo. And they would just lift me up. And so, you know, I went in on a Wednesday night, and they prayed for me right before surgery. And I already felt it, that God had already healed me from cancer. And so they did the surgery and everything, but at first, because I was 500 pounds, they said that they couldn't do do the surgery because I was too heavy. I couldn't fit on the table. And so they said I need to lose 50 pounds for me to get the surgery done. And so, you know, that was upsetting to my kids and everything. I was like, it's not their fault that I'm big, you know. And they're like, no, but they could have told you a different way and everything. And so, when I say the congregation, the whole church, and I'm not talking about just a few of them, but I'm talking about the church fasted with me. The days, I mean, I had to get 50 pounds off, and, you know, they fasted with me. They stayed on water, they stayed on shakes and everything, and everyone, you know, even my grandkids, they're like, when can we have meat again? When can we eat? And everything, but the whole time that I couldn't eat, they didn't eat. And that just blessed me tremendously. And so I went through all this, and so they said I was healed. I did the chemo and everything. My pastors, they went with me, and we didn't call it chemo, we called it spa treatments. They're like, hey, Sister Flo, you ready for your spa treatment? And they would take turns, and they would take me, because I had to go Monday, Thursday, and Friday. So they would take turns, and my pastor would take me, the minister would take me, and then another pastor would take me, the associate pastor would take me on Fridays. And they took us, and, you know, they just loved on us. And that's something that, at the time, love is powerful anyways. But that is something that, for you to really feel loved, and I know that people say that they love you, and, you know, love is, it's not just a word, it's an action. It's something that we do and that we show that we love. But to actually have God's love, I mean, that is powerful, to have God's love. And so that's what this ministry is about. It's not, like I told Sister Helen, I said, it's not about the food, because there's pantries and there's soup kitchens. Everyone is feeding. There's so many people out here feeding the community. And it's not about the physical food. It's about the spiritual food that we need to be serving our brothers and sisters. And it's about that connection that we need to have with one another. and showing God's love. And so that's what it's about. It's not, you know, I've had the vision of not just serving someone a tray of food and they go to the corner and they sit down, you know, on a, you know, a cold slab of concrete or a hot, you know, hot day or something and just sit there and eat, you know, on the ground. I've always had a vision of having someone, for us to sit and as we sup with God, that we sit and we sup with our brothers and sisters, that they feel that love of God. That we sit there and we, you know, we're able to fellowship and we're able to talk and just show that love of God. And for them to really feel it, that we're all loved. And, you know, I could sit here and talk all night, but I'm not going to take much more of your time. But I was abused my whole life. And I know that God is real. And because I shouldn't even be here, honestly. I shouldn't be here. And the thing about it is that God changed my dad before he left this earth, which I thank him for. You know, so I know that we can be changed. And I know that there is change because God changed so many in my life that were in my life. And so that's the only thing, you know, as far as this ministry is just to show love. And, you know, if we have the food, and the thing about it is, because a lot of people aren't consistent, they'll say, you know, like on Facebook, or if there's a group of people, oh, I'll help you, I'd love to do that, oh, that's something that I've always wanted to do and stuff. But for them to honestly, to do it, to stay committed to it, to do it all the time and everything, it's hard to find a lot of people like that.
Yes.
Oh, there's many, but just like the word says, you know, the work, there's a lot of work, but there's no one who wants to do the work, you know. And so it's just, and it doesn't take a big group of people or anything. It just takes a few of us. It just takes a couple of us, a few of us, you know, and that's what I do. And that's what I started, is whatever, I would go to the different pantries. And so when I go to the pantries, they normally give you rice, potatoes, canned goods, you know, sometimes breads, and I would just, you know, and beans and everything, and I would just take those things and whatever I'd have, you know, I'd put whatever I had together, and then if I had to buy a pack of chicken or a couple packs of chicken, or if someone donated a, you know, a couple packs of ground beef and stuff, and we made spaghetti, or we made chicken, or soup, or something, we've always had something that we were able to fellowship with. And, you know, and it would be the last minute, and God would always provide. He would always provide. And so, you know, I thank God for what he's doing, what he's going to do, and what he continues to do in our lives. And that's, you know, that's basically what, you know, I just wanted to share, you know, as far as the love of Christ, you know, that the love of God is something that, you know, uncomparable to anything. You can't compare it to anything, not a thing. And I just thank you all for your commitment, and, you know, as far as helping, you know, as far as feeding our friends, and making sure that, you know, Sister Helen, she helps and she cooks, and, you know, brother is always out there carrying stuff and bringing things out on Sunday morning, and I appreciate it, and you know, we just continue to pray and just ask God, because we know that he will fulfill.
Yes.
You know, and just like Bishop said, Jehovah Jireh, our provider.
Yes.
And that's who he is. And we just thank him, and I give him glory, and I thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sister.